Hi, and welcome to the 124 Compensation Program webinar. The purpose of this webinar is to clarify, introduce, and of course share with you the benefits and features of the 124 Compensation Program, as well as take a little closer look at the amazing product NatureBurst. But before we do that, I wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking about America's retirement plight. This is where the foundation and the premise for 124 came about for both Joe and Mark. A record number of Americans are having to break into their 401k, and that number is at an all-time high. That all-time high was reached in 2009, and 45% of those individuals that took hardship withdrawals from their 401k in 2009 had to take another one in 2010. So what does that indicate? Well, it indicates no savings, no credit line, and no home equity. Now, America's employment troubles are no better. After the last recession, the U.S. will not recover the lost jobs until March 2020 at the current economic pace. In 2009, 80% of college graduates did not attain jobs in their vocation or major. 80% did not. Since the recession of 2008, 37% of Americans age 18 to 34 have either been unemployed or underemployed. And the private sector wages are only 93.6% of 2007 income levels. What that indicates is that working Americans are working more and more for less and less. What's the solution? There's a 124 solution, and it really is an amazing solution for the last two slides you just saw. And that's because it's the only program of its kind, anything that's ever been done like this before, anywhere. And the foundation of which is on this principle of people helping people by building our own economy. And that is really at the core and thrust of what happens in 124. But it all begins with the core product. And the core product that really stands head and shoulders out there over anything else is NatureBurst. And as you can see from the benefits and some of the features of what it brings to the table in this instance, it really is a remarkable product. And we can kind of go through it. Here's the kind of nutrition of it. And if you notice, one serving, which is one of those plastic scoops that comes in the little canister, is 4,000 ORAC. Now, what is ORAC? ORAC is oxygen radical absorbance capacity, and it is the method to evaluate the antioxidant capacity of a biological sample. And if you're thinking about 4,000 ORAC, that falls within the minimum recommended USDA allowance for ORAC. They recommend between 3,000 and 5,000, optimum 12,000. So in one serving of NatureBurst, you're getting the minimum recommended USDA allowance of ORAC. And ORAC is so important to our system in helping to fight free radicals. And so these amazing blends that make up NatureBurst are truly remarkable. And of course, there's all this flexibility of the uses. You can have as many helpings of NatureBurst that you want in a day. They recommend, of course, one serving. I personally do 2 servings today for 2 meals. And that is my regiment, the protein blend. Remarkable. You can read about it here. Take a look at it. The greens blend. How is it that a greens blend can taste so good in this product? I have no idea. The antioxidant blend. Take a look at these. I would recommend you pause, write down a couple of these, and Google them. Google them, because what you will find is over the course of the last 5 years, amazing independent science has actually been done to prove up the health benefits of the ingredients separately. And so when you look at it from that scope, you realize the power of this superfood as it exists for 124. Now, for me personally, I really am enjoying the digestive benefits of NatureBurst, because I am at an age where I can't eat all the foods that I used to like. They upset my system. But since I've been on a regular two-a-day regiment of helpings of NatureBurst, I have found that my digestive system works a lot easier, and I can still enjoy some of those foods. I don't do them very often because they're not healthy, but my lifestyle change has incorporated this. This is what I have found to be my personal best in terms of the product itself, and it's quite exciting. The compensation program itself is exciting because it's new and it's unique, and it is the Incentivized Referral Plan, or IRP. And it's very simple. The premise is very simple, it's meant to be that way. You build a waiting list, and you allow one person to join 124 each month for 24 months. If each person does the same, the power of compounding takes place, and you enjoy the financial benefits of what happens there. How you get started is you sign up off the waiting list, and you join as an ordering preferred customer, or OPC, first by placing a $60 order when your position becomes available. Once you're in, you're going to receive 24 green tickets, and you may use one each month to take people off of your waiting list and allow them to join as an ordering preferred customer, or OPC. Once you've enrolled your first OPC, you become an active PC, or APC. What does that do, and the significance of that? Well, it qualifies you to now earn commissions with just a $60 personal volume monthly order auto ship, and you refer at least one ordering PC. So all you have to do and focus now is build your waiting list. That's the key. Now, there are 4 income centers to 124. There's the green income, the silver bonus program, the gold income, and the platinum bonus program. And we're going to go through each of these so you get a better understanding of what they mean and how you make money. Every preferred customer, OPC and APC, that you personally refer is green. Once a green, always a green. When you come in, you are green. Everyone you bring in will be green that you refer. Everyone that they personally refer are green. Once a green, always a green. You're paid a bonus for each product unit purchase of your green PCs that they make each month. Now, for NatureBurst product, you're paid $1.50 per unit. You ever wonder, when you were kind of going through life and you see a product and say, gosh, I wish I was getting a dime for every one of those sold? This is the same premise here in NatureBurst. You're getting $1.50 per unit that's sold in your green organization. And that goes through 12 tiers. Now, the per unit bonus may differ with other products as they're introduced, but right now in 124, NatureBurst is the core product, the only product, and you're paid $1.50 per unit. When you consider that exponential growth possibility, that income center alone is huge. And just think of the lineage right here. This is kind of an illustration of how this works. This is the structure of 124. Here's you. Here's your first PC. Once you've done that, what are you? Active to earn commissions on what? 2, 3, and so on in the green organization, down 12 tiers. That's the way this whole thing works. There are thousands of people lined up right now in this 124 lineage, and it's growing every day. Now, here's the power of that exponential factor that we just talked about. This slide's going to assume that all you have done is you've directly referred, personally referred 3 people, and you stopped. That, for some people, is a strategy, but let's just look at that assumption. And as you go down these particular months, okay, that's all anybody has done in your new PCs. All they've done is brought in 3 people and stopped. Look at the power of compounding in the monthly green bonus alone. In month 18, you have busted through your allowance, your $100,000 green income allowance right there in the 18th month. It's fascinating, absolutely amazing. And again, that's just with having brought in 3 people and stopping, and each of them doing the same. Very, very powerful. Now, the silver bonus pool, all the PCs referred by PCs above you are silver. Well, now, wait a minute. You just said a couple slides ago, Phil, that once a green, always green. That's right, as it pertains to you. When you look at the prism of you and others that you directly refer, they're all green. But there are people above you that, of course, entered the program prior to you that are doing what? They're still referring individuals in. Where is it going? Well, since it's a single lineage, they're going underneath you. Those are classified as silver PCs, the significance of which is you're paid on that production. We're going to show you how. So you could have any number of silver PCs in your line. So, for example, there are 100 PCs above you who each refer 1 new PC today. Now you have 100 new silver PCs below you in the line. If those 100 silver PCs each go do the same and refer a total of 100, you would now have 200 new silver PCs, etc. Very significant. We're going to find out in just a minute. The silver bonus pool breaks out this way. Every month, the company takes 16% of the total sales of the company and splits it into 2 8% pools. The first 8% silver pool is evenly divided among active PCs during their first 4 months. Now think about that. You've just come into this business. You've just placed your first order. You've just brought in an OPC and you're now active. And what? You have a bonus? That's right. You have now qualified for your first bonus. What is it? Well, you are going to receive, for being active the first month, 2% of that 8% right off the get-go. That's including whatever else you do in terms of bringing somebody in. So you receive a check. That's going to offset whatever you put in for your auto ship that month. Whatever that nominal amount is, it's a starting point. How many other companies, I ask, have you been a part of where you had a bonus that you qualified for and received a check right away? The second month for remaining active, you're going to get 2% off of that 8%. The third month, you're going to get 2%. And of course, finally, in the last month of that, part of the qualifying silver bonus pool, you, for remaining active, will receive 2% of the 8%. So that is immediate, right off the get-go from a silver bonus pool. Then there is the silver performance bonus. The other 8% from that 16% we spoke of sales is contributed to the silver performance bonus pool. And it's based on point shares that you earn. Here's how it works. The calculation is this. Monthly company sales, let's say from this example, are $500,000 times 8%, is $40,000. That migrates over to the silver performance pool. If 100,000 shares are qualified for, then each share has a value of 4 cents. If you enrolled just 3 active PCs, again you stopped, and you have a total of 2,000 silver PCs under you, that would entitle you to 6,000 shares, and let's say at 4 cents each, or $240 bonus. Now that's an example of what you could earn in the silver performance bonus pool. 3 active PCs, you have 2,000 silvers times the 6,000. Times the 3 times the 2,000 is 6,000, times 4 cents in this case because of the 40,000 and 100,000 shares qualified for, a $240 silver performance bonus for that month. So here's an example now of what the lineage would look like when you combine some of the silvers in there. Here's you. Above you is probably the person that referred you. They're silver in your eyes because they're above you, and they bring in people underneath you that are silver. You are green, and those directly referred by you are green, and those directly referred by them are green. You're all connected. You're somewhat family in your genealogy, and that is the 124 lineage as it plays out. Now, for those of you that are business builders, you're really aggressive, you're entrepreneurs, you're networked, you have a larger scale of people that you can get to in a short period of time, and you like to move quicker, you want to accelerate your income stream, and you want to achieve your goals quicker, well then listen up, the Gold Rush is for you. It is another means by which you can generate a second income of up to $100,000 per month. How does it happen? Well, it happens once a month on the 24th of each month. All the unused green tickets are made available for you to grab. All you need to do to qualify, you have to use your monthly green ticket. You do that, you qualify to participate in the Gold Rush that month. Now, the bonus is equally split with the original green ticket holder. So if you are actually using somebody else's green ticket, they're not at a total loss because the first $200 in bonus that are paid out for that individual's production that used the gold ticket, well, you split that with the person who gave up that ticket. Up to $100 for them, you get the other $100, and then that point forward, the bonuses come to you from that income source. So that's how we take care of those who gave up the green ticket. And that goes on for life. They will earn up to $100 bonus for having lost that ticket. Now again, gold tickets are simply green tickets which are not used by the original PC, and it gives you the opportunity to refer more than one PC and dramatically increase your income and accelerate the time it takes to meet your goals. There's another 4% of monthly sales that is contributed to the platinum bonus pool. Now here's a little note. All the bonuses that have not been paid out in the month from the green and silver, green, gold, and silver incomes, if there's certain bonuses that have not been paid out, let's say there was somebody that was entitled, they weren't active, they don't qualify for the bonus, those migrate to the platinum bonus pool. They do not go to the company. It's very important for that distinction, and it's basically increases that pool, but it diverts it to the platinum bonus pool. The share value is calculated by dividing the total value of the pool by the number of shares qualified for. How do you qualify for it? Well, again, it is shares. To get your first share in the platinum bonus pool, you must have 6 personal active PCs. That is 6 that you have personally referred that are active PCs. And each of those 6 must have 2 active PCs each. That qualifies you for 1 share. Now let's just take an example. Let's say you've worked into the program a bit and you have personally referred 10 active PCs, and all those 10 have 2 active PCs. Well, that entitles you to 5 shares. You're beginning to see why some people will start at a certain point in terms of personally referring, and they will help their referrals build their organization so they can qualify for these bonus pools. So in this instance, if you have 10 that each have 2 active PCs, you get 5 shares. Well, if the pool had $200,000 in it and 1,000 shares are qualified for, then each share is worth $200. If you had referred 10 personal APCs who referred 2 active PCs each, you receive 5 shares or $1,000 in platinum bonus. The 5 times 200 is $1,000. And that's how that works. Now, the most you can earn are 7 shares. So 7 of these setups, as we call it. And here's what it looks like. This graphic represents somebody who has just qualified for 1 share of the platinum bonus pool. It's you personally referring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individuals, each active with 2 active PCs. What makes these PCs active? 1 OPC at a minimum. That's it, 1 ordering PC. So it's you personally referring 6 with 2 active each, active being 1, at least 1 ordering PC or active. And that is 1 share of the platinum bonus. Now, the last couple of slides here are our glossary of terms. And we do this so that you can become more familiar with the terminology and the concept. For instance, on this particular glossary slide, I'd like for you to focus on the incentivized referral plan. Understand what it is, because it's never been done before. It's the one thing of its kind that you can look at and say, you know what, that's unique to this company. Nobody else has that. So spend some time, understand the idea and concept of the incentivized referral program. Also, the distinguishing differences between the OPC and the APC, you should learn those. On this particular slide, make sure that you spend some time learning about the gold rush. It is the driving force of your business should you want to accelerate your goals and meet your goals a lot quicker. Also, take a look at the green ticket availability dates. You want to look to see when you want to place people off of your wait list, and of course when you want to use that green ticket in a month. You know, time is always precious, and yours, of course, is very precious. We always are grateful for the time you spend to learn and educate yourself, and more importantly, empower yourself with the knowledge to make your 124 business a success. On behalf of everybody at 124, we wish you the best in your business and look forward to having you participate in future webinars. Thanks so much for joining me.